Triple G. Brace yourself for the things you'll see. From comic books to toys and more. And all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks and geeky stuff. We love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How's it hanging, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's another Tuesday night. So as ever, I have assembled YouTube's best YouTube creators. Well, kind of. And we are ready for another panel breakers where we're going to be talking all the latest comic book news, reviews, movies, toys, all that kind of stuff. But as ever, I am joined by my good pal, James T. Keegan. How are you, James?
Hello, hello. I'm very well. How are you?
Very well. I like the way you did that. We'll do that. When I said hello, James, you did like almost like an Ernie Wise kind of thing of the glasses there. Hello, hello, hello.
That's my signature move now, you know.
It's good.
Ladies,
it's good. Yeah,
yeah.
you look for the ladies. Yeah, good.
He does that when he starts talking about films now. He goes, "Well, actually, I enjoyed it."
I think, if you don't mind me saying.
Good to see you, pal. We've got, as always, Efren. We missed you last week, Efren. We were pining for you, pal.
Yeah, I'm doing well, guys. Yeah, I couldn't make it last week. You know, had some stuff done in the house, and it just would have made too much noise. But I missed, like I said, I miss hanging out with you guys. You know, I was watching the show. You know, but I'm glad I'm back.
Good to see you. And that's a stunning looking T-shirt you've got on there, Efren. If I do say so myself. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Very nice, very nice. And we have got our good pal Super Sorrel. How are you, sir? You well?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, look at that. He's got his bloody screen mug from his expedition last week. We're going to talk very
$16.99. $16.99, Pete.
Was that full of juice or was that
empty? $16.99, Paul.
Bollocks.
So you had to pay for the drink, the juice?
Yeah.
A cup?
I didn't even fill it in the thing. I didn't fill it in the theater. I bought this, then ran back to the car, and then came back in and got in the cinema, I like a fruit shoot. I'm not going to lie.
A fruit shoot.
I get the kids' meal deal because I'm
a fruit
a child.
Shoot. How old are you?
I get the kids' meal deal because the kids' meal deal, you get Haribo, popcorn, and a little fruity drink. It's num num num.
Okay. Well, slightly diverting. We went to Costa last week because my wife likes a Costa, and we got a free kids flavored water or something. But it was delicious.
Does it taste like kids?
It tasted just like Chillblains. It did. No, I nearly said something really inappropriate. Right, okay, let's crack on. We've got Luke. Luke has joined, and he is now a member. What?
What's his fucking comment?
Oh, I can't. You know, we've got tons of comments, so thank you guys.
You run to the car doubtful. He's either called me fat or crippled. It's one or the other. Which one is it? Come on.
We've got Luke has joined as a member. Thank you so much, Luke. I really do appreciate that, pal. Welcome to the club. The G Spots. It's affectionately known now. You're in the inner sanctum as the G Spots. I didn't pick the name, but welcome. Thank you for your support, pal. It means a lot. We've got Wayne. Welcome to the group. Luke, nice to see you, Wayne. Hope you're doing well. We've got Ash. Always good to see you, pal. Hashtag Farage not shirt with Trump on. Farage not shirt with Trump. I'm not even. Hashtag Wayne Sniffin. God almighty. Hello to Peter Pan and the Lost Boys. That's us. Only on Mondays, Chris. Wayne's. I'm not even going to read it, Chris. Speaking of Chris Bell, you guys know that I have a relatively responsible job in the NHS. So I'm sat at work today, trying to work, as I'm getting messages backwards and forwards from Mr. Bell here, discussing his erection. Not quite sure why we got onto that topic. The photos were far too much information.
Was it too hard or not hard enough?
It was erect and then it was flaccid very quickly. Apparently,
happens to the best of us, Chris.
It does. Yeah, there's some medication, Chris. I've got some I can share. Stephen, nice to see you, Stephen. Hope you're doing well. Evening, everyone. Hope everyone is well and good. Fuzzicus, you won't like me when I'm angry. Yeah, swine. Luke, evening all. Hello, Fuzzy and Ash and Stephen and Belly and everybody else. Wayne. God, got loads of comments. 23 people watching already, and we're talking about erections. Evening all. Welcome to the G Spots. Luke. Andrew, nice to see you, pal. I hope you are doing well. Bat Dan in the house. You'll get jumped in properly after the show. Deirdre Barlow turned up. What the hell is Fuzzy talking about? Don't forget Fat Butcher. James has joined the Free Deirdre Rashid campaign.
I don't even know what that means.
We've got Terry, bit late, sorry, still editing. Nice to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. It's the 2-eye crew versus the 4-eye crew. We touched Chris. We've got Arista Jack. Nice to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Chris. Gee, God. Peter, when he dropped his comics. We've got Squad Comics. Nice to see you, bud. I got one of those drinks from Costa. I gave it to the little one. His mother thought I was wonderful, so at least one person took it. We got Rick. Nice to see you, Rick. I got the Necker Bloody Pennywise from It. Welcome to Derry. Good stuff. We've been talking about that one for a little while, I think. Haven't you? Didn't you mention that one on your show a little while ago? So
Yeah.
Please, you've got it, pal. Please, you've got it.
Yeah.
Did you have a toy car from Bell's? Where do these people come from? We meet some of these people in real life. When Peter said responsible, I choked on my drink. Sure, that's not related. I've seen plenty of superheroes at Comic Cons last weekend. There were a lot of awesome cosplay. Which con were you at, pal? Which con were you at? Oh, was it London, I think, this weekend?
No, it was York as well. I think it's been York in my area. So I think Arista Jack's from near me because he goes to a lot of the same cons I go to. So I think it was the York one, Aristocat, if you can comment, mate. I think it was the York Unleashed this week or last week.
Luke, thanks for the warm welcome. G Spotters, I'm touched. Who are the two other guys? I know Peter. Super sorrow. Oh God, here we go.
We got the other guy and the other guy.
Yeah. Who are you? It's the reason I became flustered with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the better two, Rick. Jesus, right? Let's crack on and get some chat. Look at those images. That's like me and Efren. I'm not saying which one's which, but yeah, look at those mugshots. We're gonna get to talk about them in a bit because I think they are stronger. But anyway, we've got a bit of news. Let's start off sadly with a bit of sad news. I'm afraid, chaps. We've had a couple of deaths recently. Rob Grant, co-creator of Red Dwarf, unfortunately passed away. Red Dwarf, cracking series. Pretty much, I don't know that it really broke America at any point. I think it was very much UK based. Everyone, are you familiar with Red Dwarf at all?
No, I never heard of it.
It's a very British sci-fi comedy series set on board the Red Dwarf mining ship, set in the far-flung future, where basically the entire crew die, apart from kind of the worst crew member. He's genetically modified cat, a robot, and a hologram. Very, very good series. James, is it something you've watched?
I've seen, like, flicking through the channels, like, when I was younger, bits and pieces of it, and I've watched clips with you. You showed me, like, sequences that I thought were really funny, but I've never actually sat down to watch any of it, like, through. It is something I'm certain I would like.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I mean, Sorrel, I would imagine you've probably seen bits of Red Dwarf, have you?
Yeah, I watched Red Dwarf, yeah. I like Red Dwarf.
Yeah. I mean, great series, good fun. So yeah, very sad that he's passed. Yeah, it's your typical
institution, isn't it?
Typical British humor. And then we've got a very, very talented Marvel artist, very sadly passed away following some complications from heart surgery. Jacopo, I'm familiar with him because he did the Sabretooth miniseries that I read recently, and the as the image shows there, the Scarlet Witch one. Very, very talented guy. Very talented guy. Tragedy dying, obviously that young. So yeah, very, very sad. Very sad. And then we've got a bit of really sad news today as well. Yeah. I'm sure you guys have already seen this.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell. So he's not passed away, just to get that out there before people panic. But Bruce Campbell has announced that he's got an incurable form of cancer that's treatable, obviously, but not curable. And he's put out a very Bruce Campbell statement, basically saying that he's going to have to step back a little bit, but fear not, I'm a tough old son of a bitch, and I've got great support, so I expect to be around for a good while, hopefully. Sad to hear that he's going to have to step back from some of these conventions and things like that, because I know he's a big fan favorite when he goes to cons. People love to see him. So yeah, thoughts and prayers, obviously, and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, big shame. Just going to quickly jump back into the chat, guys, before we crack on. Let's have a look. I was at York Comic Con. I've never done York Comic Con. Was it good? Jack, was it good? It's a one
It's
that's
massive.
Not
It's York. York Unleashed is in the York race course, so it's like three floors of stuff. It's really good.
Oh, right.
It's a big one.
York Efron's that place we went to on the way to my house from Thought Bubble. Remember, we stopped and you on mute, F.
The Harry Potter Street.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that. I like that a lot.
The Viking thing as well.
Yeah. We did the York Dungeons as well, didn't we?
Yeah. Isn't that where we went to that place that they had like the Vikings, place, right? Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Nice place. I'll have to do that con at some point because it's not too far from me.
Do the summer one. The summer one's awesome.
Yeah. I was cosplaying as Toothless the Dragon. That's on Sky now, the live action. Have you guys seen that one? I've not watched it
I
yet.
seen it in the cinema. Yeah, I liked it.
Is it good? I'll have to watch that because I like the animated.
They showed Disney how to do live action, didn't they? They really showed Disney how to do it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It's the guy from Blackphone. Kid,
Oh, yeah.
It's him playing him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, Fuzzy. Very, very sad, pal. Very sad. Rip Rob Grant. The cat wasn't genetically modified. He was evolved. That's right. Sorry, he was he was listed as cat, wasn't he? And then over the years, he modified and evolved and things like that. Love him. Still preferred Dwayne Dibley. Sounds like the panel we got the worst punch of all. Never trust a man who doesn't like Red Dwarf. Absolutely. The actors are attending a signing in Nottingham soon. All right, that's very cool.
They're in the
Andrew,
Comic-Con scene a lot, the guys from Red Dwarf.
Yeah. I love Chris Barry more so for the Britass Empire than Red Dwarf. I have to say, used to love the Britass Empire. I've seen some Red Dwarf. Used to watch it on Australian TV. Very cool. Marissa Jack, I saw that on the Demise channel.
Demise York channel.
Okay. I'll have to check that one out. When Super Sorrel makes another live, we're going to talk about the two other guys. Luke Marshall, that's awesome. Hope to see the video soon. Oh, nice to see you, Simon. Hope you're doing well, pal. On the verge of releasing a new Red Dwarf book. All right, haven't seen that. I do love Red Dwarf. I haven't watched it for a while, mind. Wishing the chin all the best, even if you did Fuzzy. Just when I was getting over it. Oh, God. Oh, Simon, very sorry to hear that, pal. My cancer is the same, treatable but not curable, being on targeted treatment for nearly 9 years. Sorry to hear that, Simon. For those of you that don't know, this is a topic close to me because I've been a cancer nurse for 25 years. So started off on the cancer wards and then as a bone marrow transplant coordinator and then as a matron, predominantly looking after hematology patients, so patients with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and those kind of diseases. All the best, Simon. Thank you very much, Fuzzy. That's nice. The chat giving you some best wishes, Simon, and some support, pal. What Sonic stuff are we talking about? Because I'm a Sonic collector. We're not talking Sonic. We're going to be talking about the buyout a little bit later on, who Sonic's part of. I hate love action rubbish. Keep on the cartoons. Same here, Simon. Batman. Didn't realise that either, pal. Hope you're all right. I can't say that. Tatjana Wood, who was a prolific colorist in the 60s. Tatiana, is that Tatiana?
Tatiana, maybe?
Tatiana. Tat to our mates. Tat to our mates. She lets me call her Tat. So the colorist in the 60s and 70s was married to Wally Wood, died 3 days before her 100th birthday. Bless her, on the 27th. Keep kicking it, sass. Yeah, saw that Jim Carrey stuff. It's all a bit weird. Yeah. Dan, didn't mean me. You worried us there, Dan. You worried us, pal. I think you mean, best wishes for... Yeah. What is going on tonight? Yeah. Hope you're all right, pal. But yeah, grand. 9 years and counting, Chris. Ain't going to stop getting good stuff. I'm ready to Simon. I'm so happy I got the bloody Pennywise. Kick Simon. Ben Kingsley has reportedly joined the cast of Sonic 4 in a key role. Yeah. I love Ben Kingsley. I'll watch him in anything. Watch him in anything. One of my favorites. Right, moving on. This chat's for all my fault. Absolutely, Dan. So we've got a new series of What If coming out from Marvel Comics. Big fan of the What If kind of concept. So a couple of months worth of some interesting books. We've got What If Cyclops had stayed with Madeline Pryor. What If Thor got Spider-Man's symbiote suit? That's quite interesting. I quite like the idea of that on Secret Wars. So I don't know if you guys, I know everyone will have read it, but if you remember the original Secret Wars, I think it's Ultron blasts Thor and kind of tatters his costume and stuff. So I wonder if he's going to then go to this machine and get the symbiote that Spider-Man got. So that'll be quite interesting. What if the Ultimate Universe survived the Secret Wars? What if the radioactive spider bit Jessica Jones? That's an interesting one. What if Kraven survived his last hunt? What if Captain America was unfrozen in 2099? And what if the Runaways hadn't run away? What if Cassandra Nova killed Charles Xavier? So some interesting ones there. So we'll start at the top and work our way down. James, do any of them jump out as being interesting to you?
I think the Captain America in 2099 one sounds really interesting. Like the jump, I like the fish out of water kind of thing with Captain America. So like the jump from, instead of jumping from the 40s into modern day, it's the jump into like the far future. I think that's really cool and that could be really interesting. So I'll be excited to see that.
Yeah, that sounds an interesting one. I didn't really think of that one too much, to be honest. Sounds interesting, yeah. Efren, any of them jump out at you?
Wait a minute. Didn't Kraven survive? He's still around, so I'm not sure about that one. What's that all about?
He got better. He got better.
Yeah,
he died in the original, and then wasn't his son something? And then his son had I don't know, it got very complicated because there was multiples of them. I don't know that the original Kraven is back in the normal Marvel universe. I think it's his son. Any big Spider-Man fans or Spider followers in the chat, let me know or do a quick Google. Did the original Kraven come back, or is it just his son? Can't remember.
I think he may be some type of clone, or I'm not even sure. But I like the Captain America when Unfrozen in 2099 also. But my second one would be the Thor one. What if Thor got Spider-Man's symbiote suit? How much would that change him? How much more powerful would he become? I think that's a good one.
Be interesting. How about you, Sorrel?
Not even the one that just says Marvel have infinite possibilities and infinite storylines, and this is what they come up with. Come on.
I'm not going to lie. There's some ones in there that I'm thinking, what in this shit?
They're all questionable as fuck.
They're all kind of ties. That said, mind.
The Captain America one sounds interesting. Like the 2099 thing's a cool idea. But most of them are just like, what if we did this slight, very tiny variation? It's like, what? Surely it should be things like, what if Peter Parker was worthy to lift Thor's hammer, and what powers? You know what I mean? Like, do some mental shit, some good, like, proper, decent comic books. These are just boring, aren't they? Come on.
I don't know. I think there's some interesting ones there. And what if the comic series is quite often at its best when it's kind of off the wall rather than massive changes? So you're not interested in any of them, eh? You miserable. You miserable swine. James.
Marvel at best. It's rubbish, isn't it?
James. Game of Thrones. I haven't got a clue what this is about. Apparently, a new movie announced.
Yeah.
What do we think of that?
You were quick on the draw on this one.
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, so Aegon the Conqueror is the guy, the Targaryen, who took over Westeros 300 years before the events of the main series. So he's the first Targaryen king. So Westeros was 7 separate kingdoms. So he came, took it all over. So it's funny because like his story's not like super, like, one, it's kind of detailed what happened. Like you have like Harrenhal is referenced in if you watch the Game of Thrones series, like the characters are talking about like what he did all the time and his 2 sisters. He came over with them, but like typically the way it goes is he shows up somewhere. He's like, kneel, and they're like, no, and then he burns them with their dragons, and then they kneel, and then you move on to the next one, and then it's the same thing. So like he won it pretty easily because he had 3 dragons, you know.
Yeah.
But like I think there's potential there. I'm very excited with more Game of Thrones projects, and I think a movie is a good idea. You know, I'd be excited to go see a Westeros thing in the cinema.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I think you're absolutely right. I'm excited to see it in the cinema. And my initial thought when I read this was, oh, fantastic, Game of Thrones with like a massive budget, the dragons amazing and blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, well, actually, the TV series' special effects are phenomenal. So what does What does it being a movie add to it other than the cinema experience?
I actually think it's more condensed because it'll be 2.5 hours. So it'll be like you'll have 3 or 4 massive action set pieces and then the kind of drama in between, you know. But yeah, it's a cool. It's just a guy going around torching places with dragons and stuff. It's gonna be fun. And his 2 sister wives, you know. And I know that like people have for a long time. There's tons of fan art. People wanted Henry Cavill to play that character. And I think it being a movie, that is maybe a little bit more likely as well. So that could be interesting. But yeah, it's an interesting character, and I'd be curious to see how they portray him, because it's one like he's a legendary character in the universe, and one that we hear these epic tales of. It'd be fun to see them actually humanized on screen. I think that'd be really interesting.
Efren, you up for this?
So Aegon, wasn't it the same name as the character from the last series, that little kid? His name was Aegon too,
There's
right?
about like Jon Snow's real name is also Aegon. Daenerys had a little brother called Aegon.
Okay.
There's 6 Aegons or something like that, you know.
I don't know. I mean, I probably won't go see it, to be honest with you. I've seen Game of Thrones. It's almost been there, done that. I don't know anything about this character, but James mentioned dragons and killing people, tearing up cities. That's what Game of Thrones was about too. So, if James enjoys it, all more power to him. But it's a pass for me.
Okay.
I'll wait for it to come out on TV and watch it then.
Give it a chance, Efren. It might be a trailer that looks really good, and it's a cool fantasy action movie.
I'll watch it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I swear. When it comes out, I will watch it for you, and then I will give you my honest opinion.
And if you don't like it, it's my.
I'm gonna say, James, send me money back.
I've tried that, Efren. The shit he makes me watch at the cinema. And
I'll watch it for you, James.
Yeah. How about you, Sorrel? Are you a Game of Thrones man, Sorrel? I don't think you are you?
No, really. I'm in it for the raunchy scenes, but
I thought you would be. Boobies. Let's see what the chat is saying. Fuzzy's already sent Dan some flowers. Tat, my pal Tat, coloured pretty much. Why were we talking about Tat, Dan? Have they died or something today? I'm not sure why we've. I don't mean this disrespectfully. Has the person passed away? Have I missed that one?
I think something. They said something in the comments earlier, didn't there, about it? Something recently or something. I think.
Called pretty much everything in the 90s, mainly DC Vertigo and then Alan Moore. Oh, I like that run.
There was a detail about the Game of Thrones. It's the guy that did Andor.
Yeah.
The guy who wrote
Still
Andor,
not watched season 2 of that. You guys watched season 2 of Andor?
I haven't either, yeah.
Andor?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great, especially the ending. It leads right to the movie. I thought it was really.
See, that's season 2, Efren, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm just never getting to it.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty good the way they did it.
I'll have to watch it.
It was Dead Man earlier that said Tatiana Wood was a prolific colorist in the 60s and 70s who was married to Wally Wood, died 3 days before her 100th birthday, bless her, on the 27th of February.
Oh,
she
right.
passed away.
Apologies. I missed that when I was reading it. Sorry about that, Terry. What if Marvel had a new idea? Disney don't allow new ideas. Craven got better, then made a shitty movie.
He did.
Don't mind the movie if you pretend it's not Craven. Nice to see you, Ian. Hope you're doing well, pal. What if Thor had red hair and not blonde? There you go. We've done that, mate. We've already done that. The proper Thor, the original Thor, does have red hair. So yeah, says the Archie fan. Let's not stop there. What if Thor was ginger, portly, and a Geordie? What do you mean portly, Chris? What do you mean portly? Is he calling me fat?
Ginger's
Is Chris calling me fat?
I think nowadays as well.
How dare you? I noticed when we were recording earlier, James, and we had the lights off, I noticed that my hair was just literally white. Efren, I'm going to ask you a very personal question, and I know, I love you dearly, so you'll not be offended. You're a man of an older age. Do you dye your hair, or is it naturally black color?
I don't dye my hair, but if you got up close, you can see the white. I have white hair going through.
Yes, man. I've got whiter hair than you, and I'm half your age.
It's a sexy song.
I have to
say, grey as a motherfucker.
I have to say, Efren, when you did that very slick move there with the hand there, all I could see was the Fonz. All you had to do was go, "Hey," or something like that. You just looked.
I think as you did that, I think I heard waves crashing across the universe, mate. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm fortunate to still have my hair, so
Any chance of a Game of Thrones can finish a book?
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
It's not happening.
He's not going.
Yeah, that ship has sailed.
Yeah, and then
he's rolling in cash. Yeah. Why do it?
When was the last time he wrote a book? Do you know? When was the last book you wrote?
2011.
2011?
Yeah, the first season of the show.
Dang.
The second
It's a long
season.
time.
He's also working on a play. I think
Yeah, I
that's
saw that.
in the Shakespeare town, the Stratford upon Avon or somewhere like that.
Okay. Right.
I would love to
Yeah.
see that, Peter. If you wanted to do a trip there,
Yeah.
like later in the year or something.
Is it out now? Is it? Is it
It's,
done?
it's starting in the summer.
Okay. Yeah. Seeing it now. Too much dragon shit. What if Quick said Silver had gammy legs? What if Peter had? Oh, come on, Ian. Come on. That's below the belt. I loved Super Sorrel's Chucky collection. I would want to see a Tiffany collection. What if Peter wore a MAGA hat? Honestly, you guys are winding us up. You'd be a great clone. Massive, huge Trump. Bat Dan, he knows he'll not live up to the hype, so his solution is to die before finishing it. Do you know what, Andrew? Seeing the response to the last season of Game of Thrones, I cannot blame the guy. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I know he didn't write the last season, but actually, you cannot. One thing I think we've learned from this show and from just general, you cannot please fans. So I don't think that what he writes will ever meet people's expectations.
100%. And I think creatively, after this long, he probably just has no energy to do it. I think he wants to do these other things and he's more interested in doing that. And he's only got so much time left. Why not?
You've only got to look at the response we got to Scream, haven't you? For the last couple of days, and Jesus Christ, you don't anything.
Did he write the Knight's Tale show?
Yeah, so there's 3 Dunk and Egg short stories.
He did write those.
Yeah, but he said he wants to do 12.
Wow.
But he's given the showrunners the treatments for the next. So they're going to do 12 seasons of the show, I think. So it'll be like their entire lives. So
there was a great. I can't remember if it was a documentary or something I watched a while ago about he's got like a little private toy museum thing with all kinds of action figures and all kinds of stuff. It's fantastic. Can't remember where I saw that, but it was I think it was like his next door house or something. He bought a house and just converted it into a toy place. It's like the dream. Craven's son became the Grim Hunter, who was also killed. Then it was, can't say that name, Cravenoff, who was a clone and the son of the original Craven that took over. So the original Craven is still dead.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
Oh, I'll look into it.
Henry's busy doing literally everything else. He absolutely is. Cock off Cavill. People say him for any old shit. Peter, if you use adders with the Trump stuff, he's going to do one. Have you seen the Necker Old Man Chucky? Yeah, it looks amazing. Saw that today. Keegan says Stormer. Okay. Keegan says Evan. Yes, she died recently. Thanks for the flowers, Fuzzy. Just jumping through these comments, guys, because we've got lots to get through. Season 2 of Ando is phenomenal. I will have to check it out. Season 1's great win. Well worth watching. Really enjoyed it. To be fair, if you had to stream with these 3, my hair would be white. 2, why is the other guy's voice so loud? Just booming personality. Well done, Bat Dan. I had only as far as her 70s stuff. I knew the 90s stuff. A Game of Thrones play in Stratford upon Avon.
Yeah, it's the Royal Shakespeare Company doing it. So I assume it'll be a 6-month run and then it'll move to the West End, I would think. I would assume so. There's no way they're going to leave that sitting there the entire run.
Worth
I saw this week that the Paranormal Activity plays touring as well now, isn't it? I'm looking forward to that coming around. I want to see that.
Definitely
that looks good. Just want to quickly mention these guys. This upset us a little bit. So, He-Man creator Roger Sweet, who's currently got dementia, lives in the States, and as we know, as Asfrin will know firsthand, the healthcare system in the States is a challenge. Basically, he's got no money. This is the creator of He-Man. It winds me up when you see the, and we had it with Marvel Comics and all DC, the way they treat the creators of Superman, all this kind of stuff. But this guy, you can argue, was paid to do his job, created He-Man franchise, which has just gone on and on, and basically he's got no money. So
this is the guy that appeared in all the documentaries, wasn't
he?
He was the guy that was in the Dom in the stupid Netflix one, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, great guy. So he's his wife started a GoFundMe. I can't remember what the total was, but basically within hours, it absolutely bossed its target. It's made an obscene amount of money to support this guy, but it does make us really upset when you think of these people who have been instrumental in making billion-dollar franchises and then are having to scrape around for cash for hospital treatment care. You know, it's not right.
Like Mattel should have just come in and said, "Here,
Yeah.
pay for everything. You
Yeah.
created this $billion,
Absolutely.
IP for us." So yeah.
I wonder if they even think about that. I mean, just I don't know.
They
The
don't know.
Mattel, they're just so far removed that they just don't. It doesn't do anything to them. They don't care. But over there, when somebody creates something like, and you work for a company, you don't own the rights to it either, right?
Oh no, that it depends on what. I think people are much wiser to it now, Efren.
Yeah.
And there is, without being shot, there is an argument to say you're being paid to do a job. So, for example, at work, where I'm at work, if I'm paid to do, if I'm being paid to do my job and I develop a new technology or something like that, the trust that employs me has the intellectual property rights for that product because I'm being paid to do that. So it's the same with these guys, I guess. But when something explodes and becomes this phenomenon and is making billions of dollars, what harm does it do for them to say, do you know what? You made it. Let's make sure you're comfortable. And we've seen this, haven't we, repeatedly with Marvel and DC. The fight that the creators of Superman had to go through to just get recognition and things was just appalling.
Even all the way up to like Winter Soldier, where like people were getting invited to premieres for movies that their characters are featuring in and stuff like that. It's just like,
I know in TV now, like Friends, for example, they get so much money every year because their shows are constantly on reruns. But I think I remember reading it long before Friends, Gilligan's Island, they didn't have that specific, thing. When they have reruns of Gilligan's Island, they don't get anything.
Yeah.
Just
royalties
back then.
changed, I assume, in the 70s, 80s, I think so.
Yeah, I remember reading something a while ago. It was about Star Trek, actually. It might have changed now because this was maybe 10 years or so or something like that. But it was saying that all the TV companies had a very specific amount of seasons they aimed to get to, because once you hit, I don't know, the golden number of like 100 episodes or something like that, you could then put it on to cable networks, sell it to cable networks, and it just runs forever in the background. Like you still see old TV shows now just running and running, earning royalties and earning the actors' royalties, and people can just live off that for the rest of their lives. Anyway, very sad news, but positive that the GoFundMe has done incredibly well. Just very disappointing that that had to be the case. I would much rather, like you said, James, we had an equally, prominent story saying Mattel have foot the bill for everything and sorted this guy out. Would have been such a great news story leading up to the He-Man film.
Yeah, exactly.
And then chaps and conscious at time, but Mattel says it's becoming the first company to bring Skeletor to AI Sora. I know nothing about Sora. I know nothing about Sora. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Sorrel, what do you think of this? Is this something that's on your radar?
I don't know exactly what it is they're going to bring to life. I don't understand what this means when they say this. I honestly don't know. I have no idea.
I assume it's like you're
officially licensing it.
Yeah, allowed to like people who Sora is a video producing AI thing. So like a lot of people use it for YouTube videos for like establishing shots of force and stuff like that. So I think it's like you're allowed to use prompts to make Skeletor in it and do stuff in it and give him like a performance.
Okay.
Or whatever.
So they've licensed the character basically. Interesting.
I think sounds like it.
Yeah. We've got 27 people watching. Thank you so much, everybody. Please do hit that like and subscribe on my channel. Make sure you hit the notification. Make sure you check out One Good Scare, Super Sorrel, and Passpoint Comics. Chris, this is sad. Yeah, it is, pal. It is. I saw something about Brian May from Queen doing the music for Monster. Oh, I haven't seen that, Stephen. That pleases me no end. I thought that would be very cool. I love the Strangest Things cast. Yeah, me too, pal. Hope that's true, Stephen. Got to go to the store. Bye, guys. I hope I find the NECA Bob Gray and normal Pennywise. Good luck on your hunt, Rick. Good luck on your hunt. I just checked, and yes, he's been working on the soundtrack. That's incredible. That's good stuff. That is very good stuff. Sharon Willie photos with Chris is doing your job, Pete. Well, yeah. Yeah, it has its moments. Somewhere in the world, there's always an episode of Star Trek on TV. I really hope those guys get all the royalties. Yeah, I'm sure it was a Star Trek. It might have been TNG, Andrew. I was reading and they were saying it just keeps going and keeps going. Skeletal themed chat bot. That would be pretty impressive. Laughing at you in the background. Okay, next. Just going to briefly mention, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Ghosts TV sitcom series. I absolutely love it. Done by the guys who did, sort of the team who did Horrible Histories. Brilliant little series that ran for a good few years and then ended about 2-3 years back, I think, with a Christmas special. It translated over to the States, Efren, so I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yeah, I've been watching it. I really enjoy that show.
Yeah, cracking little series. So this is the news that they're coming back to do a feature film, which is, I have to say, really, really, again, it's that quintessential British humor thing. So looking forward to this. Sorrel, James, any of you guys watched the British version?
I've never seen it.
I've seen clips of it online, but not much the actual.
It's so funny. Sorrel, I think you would like it. Basically, she moves into an old mansion house and she can see ghosts. And it's just full of very quirky, strange characters. It's just good fun. It is just good fun. We've got LN Studios evening, pal. Hope you're doing well. Batman love Ghosts. Yeah. My missus love the Ghost series, both the Yank and the British one. This is going to be confused as the US version of Ghosts is still on. Yeah. Yeah, but I love this. Nev Campbell's huge Scream 7 salary reportedly revealed after the pay dispute. You guys heard this?
Yep, $7 million she got. For
$7 million she got,
and she and Courtney Cox got 3. So I was actually,
yeah.
I think I was saying when the whole pay dispute over the last movie was being talked about that I assumed Courtney Cox got more money, in each of the films, but no, apparently not. So yeah, $7 million. I think that's she deserves that.
Courtney Cox is only in the film for like 20 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
Her role has always been lower, but I just assumed because she was a bigger star that she got the highest out of anyone there.
$7 million, a lot of money.
Good for her. She earned it. You know.
Yeah. I mean the film. Oh, yeah. Well, you'll see. We'll review later
on Friday. Yeah.
We've got Stephen. Nice to see you, pal. Ghost is great. US version is watchable too. I've not watched the US one, but I love the UK one. Apparently, the US version is even better. Hard to believe, but worth a look. I have to check it out. And then Steve's Scream 7 was absolute ass. I concur. Yeah, the US version is pretty fun as well. I really enjoy the American one, but possibly more than the British. Oh, I'm going to have to check the American one.
Wow.
It's normally the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll check that out. This is a little bit of news that Marvel recently relaunched all of the Cosmic Universe stuff. Some of the books were pretty good. The mini-series that it kind of started off with started strong but ended poorly. Nova Centurion, I am reading, and I've been enjoying that. I like the look of the new Exiles book, but basically they've started to pan it down straight away because it's just not taken off. She-Hulk is being cancelled, and a lot of the other titles are starting to be weaned out, apparently. Any of you guys reading any of these?
I am. I'm reading Planet She-Hulk and Nova. I don't think I'm reading. I didn't even know there was a new Exiles book out.
I don't think it's actually come out yet, Efren. I think it's due out. I've not read it myself. I'm sure it's on the list to be coming out soon. But I think it was meant to be an ongoing, and then before it's even been released, they've knocked it down to a mini-series and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's a shame because I quite like the cosmic universe of the Marvel stuff, and the Nova book's really, really good. So I'm hoping the Nova one continues on. The new Exiles book, I don't think it was cancelled, Andrew. I think it was knocked down from an ongoing to a mini-series. But it had some interesting characters in it. Darkhawk, I think, is on the cover. And Cosmic Ghost Rider, things like that.
That's right. I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. They kind of seem to land it with the cosmic stuff, which is sad because some of the stuff's really interesting. Okay, guys. Paramount outbids Netflix, officially buying Warner Brothers for $111 billion.
This whole thing has been a wild ride, hasn't it? It's just like Netflix Scottish and now Paramount. It's like, what's happening here?
We'll have to give to up the bid, didn't they? They just said they couldn't match it was no longer feasible, basically.
But like I remember getting it like from the Netflix app a notification of we've bought Warner Brothers and stuff. So that felt like that sealed the deal. And then there was like some attempt to circumvent that, and now they had to pay like 2.5 billion like
To Netflix.
cancellation fee to Netflix just as a sorry, basically, which is kind of crazy.
Sorry,
And
you
the
wasted
stock
your
went
time,
up.
basically.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
I was on Instagram and this U.S. senator said, it's not a completed deal. There's some opposition against Paramount. It's probably going to happen, but there's some opposition against Paramount buying Warner Brothers, and they said there's a way to stop this from happening. Because the monopoly now is going to be so big. And I read somewhere that it's going to be a combined Warner Brothers Paramount app to watch their shows.
So Fuzzy is rightly saying he called this months ago. I don't believe I shot you down, Fuzzy. The others might, but I wouldn't have shot you down. But Fuzzy, remind us, if the deal goes ahead as stated, I'm sure you put something on your Instagram, Fuzzy, saying what the net what do you call it? How much debt the company would be in immediately? Because this deal, even though they're paying 111 billion, they automatically go into an obscene amount of debt to fund it or something. Remind us in the chat, Fuzzy, if you can, what it was. I'm going to be quite honest with you. There you go, 79 billion in debt.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, it's just madness. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm sick of talking about this stuff now.
Yeah.
It goes up and down, and as long as they're producing good films, I don't really care who buys it anymore.
I don't like. I would have preferred Netflix. I think there's
me too.
iffy political connotations to this. So I know, like John Oliver, for example, was concerned about Paramount buying them because it would make them a cable channel or something, and that would mean they could be open to censorship. Like the Paramount execs are the ones that like fired Melissa Barrera and everything over comments on Israel. So like there's I don't like the people who are in charge of Paramount. Not that I like any executives necessarily, but there's this could impact things.
Steady on,
in a way.
steady on. I'm an exec, so yeah, just I mean, not to get into politics, but there's a lot of nervousness, isn't there, about the political side of this as well, and about how some of these companies are very pro one party in particular, individuals, and they've been pushed and things like that. So, yeah, just the numbers. I just can't get my head around the numbers we're talking. It's just mental, But there we are. And then James, I'm going to come to you because people were very excited about this, and then we get this first released image. I cannot believe this is an official first image of this guy crapping in the woods, curling one off in his head, and I just, as someone who's not familiar with the games, this doesn't get us excited.
As someone who is familiar with the games, this looks like shit. I think it's just not a good as a first image. I assume the show itself will have some color grading and stuff. There's things like I would have thought they would have cast Ryan Hurst and given him a few months to muscle up for it. Because Kratos is like a ridiculously beefy character, and like I would have liked him to have grown. I don't know if that's his actual beard or what, but like it doesn't look full enough. So there's like little things I'm not a fan of. It's just his like dumbfounded expression of like he's got a bit of a derp face.
It's just such a
the kid looks
strange
like a little
image to put out.
Looks like a little Ewok, They went very young. That character's supposed to be about 12 or 13, and this kid looks about 9. So. Listen, I'm not going to judge it too much on this photo. I just think it's a bad first picture to release. I think they should have gone for a more like polished poster kind of photo for revealing these two iconic characters in live action.
I can't believe this is the official first picture. Just saying.
I think that like the Sony has had a bit of bad press lately, with like some studio closures and canceled games and stuff like that, like particularly in the last week or so. So I think this was like an attempt to distract. Like they threw out the Wolverine date as well, just to distract people. But people hate this too, so it's.
Efren, you familiar with this game? I mean, you're not a gamer, so you familiar with this? Does this look like something you want to watch?
I've seen pictures of this character before online. Just what's the name of this game again? Obviously, I'm not.
God of War. So this would be based on the fourth game.
What's it called again? God of what?
God of War. So Kratos, the main character, he is like a demigod, and he effectively in his past he murdered all the Greek gods.
And this is going to be a movie, correct?
TV show, Amazon.
A TV show. No, I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah. Listen, again, Jesus, you're very fucking quick to judge Efren. Like, give it a chance. It might be good.
I'll watch Game of Thrones for you, James, but I don't think I'll watch it.
James, what you don't understand is you're just a young man. When you get to mine and Efren's ages, time's limited. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to waste your time watching shite.
I will say the source material this is based on is incredible. So if it follows the game closely, this could be a really fantastic story. At least I just hope the production value is there.
Now you guys were right about the night show on HBO, the Game of Thrones night.
Hmm.
You guys were. I wasn't gonna watch that at all. You know, I'd seen it. I'm not gonna watch it. So you guys started talking about it, and I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah. What do you think, Sorrel? Is this something? Are you much of a gamer?
Not a PlayStation gamer. I was always Xbox. I've never had a PlayStation, so I've never played God of War in my life, so I've got no reference point for this.
See, you're with me.
Yeah. Netflix will rescue them. This is about the takeover once they can't cope with the debt. Yeah. The Nazis beat the capitalists to the prize of Warner Brothers. Trump's all over this. Yeah, I'm afraid so. Cracking cosplay for Terry, that. Very good. Connie, nice to see you. Sorry, Dr. Connie. Hope you're doing well. Kratos looks like he's cosplaying an Unleashed event.
He does.
We've got C4 Darkman. Nice to see you, pal. SNL Kratos. It's one still pick. It could be a flashback or anything. Yeah, absolutely true.
It's
early
not a
days.
flashback because it's a sequence of the game, like it's in the main.
Oh, right. Okay.
So.
Scream review. Scream 7 review. We recorded the Scream 1 review a couple of weeks back, so that'll be coming soon. The Scream 7 review we've just recorded tonight. So
Scream, I'll be right back. Will be tomorrow, and Friday will be our Scream 7 spoiler. We're not doing a live show, so I'll put it up at 9 for people to watch them.
Good stuff. Just going to very briefly mention this because we talked about it last week. DC's Absolute Green Arrow. You remember we talked about it a little bit last week, showing off the image. I just spotted the little synopsis and it got us a little bit more excited. So it's basically saying it's a full slash-out horror series, and it's kind of along the lines of Scream and Halloween meets Green Arrow. I think that sounds bloody great.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, the longbow hunters targeting the billionaires responsible for Queen's death, hunting them down one by one. I think this could be really cool. The series promises a blood-soaked mystery with a hooded vigilante wearing a death's head mask and carrying Green Arrow's signature gear. This has got, I mean, the Absolute books have been cracking so far. So this has got the potential to be a good little series, mini-series. So yeah, I'm going to be picking this up. James, I would imagine that's right up your street. 6 issues.
I'm sold. I'm 100%. A 6-issue limited. Yeah, 100%. I'm definitely going to give this a read.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be a good one. Efren Sorrel, there's something that you guys might read?
Oh, yeah. I've never... sorry. Go ahead, Sorrel.
No, go on, mate. So you first one.
I didn't know there was going to be an Absolute Green Arrow. So, yeah, that looks awesome. You know.
Yeah, I know I read that synopsis. Yeah, it sounds a lot better than what it sounded last week. So, yeah, I'm interested now.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just when it said Scream and Halloween. That's where it got me straight away. Ooh. And then again, just touching on more Absolute Universe, we've got the first image of Absolute Scarecrow. The redesigns of these Absolute villains, the Bat villains, are absolutely are just horrific. I mean, I love that image of Scarecrow. That looks very cool. So again, sticking with more of a horrific theme. Yeah, looks cool.
So
what do you guys think?
He's not wearing a mask, is he? That's his face?
I think that's his face. Yeah, I think that's his face. Yeah. I think that looks really interesting. So yeah, very cool. Very cool.
My turn.
That's not what I'm putting my head on. ID is doing all kinds of weird stuff with Godzilla. I mean, I read Spaceship Godzilla a week or so ago. No, a couple of months back and thought, this is weird. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would get to Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla. And then an additional tale of Godzilla and Robin Hood.
Exactly.
So tell me about this, Sorrel.
Mate, this is the start of their brand new line of comic books where we're taking Godzilla and putting him in absolutely anything they want. So first of all, Godzilla's taking a walk into our fair Verona, and we'll be in the middle of the tale of Romeo and Juliet, A Tale of Two Houses. I'm intrigued, mate. I'll probably buy this. This is on my pull list.
Look at his little face, man. Look at how happy he looks.
It looks amazing. I love it. It looks ace.
I think you're confusing ace with shite.
Mate, can you not see the panel already of Juliet on the balcony going, Romeo, what the fuck is that, Romeo? It's going to be shit. Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
Isn't it strange though? Some of the books that actually get published. Do you know what I mean?
amazing, mate. They're
All the
amazing. What are you
ideas
on
out there, and then Efren, you're going to pick this one up?
So, thinking about this, every time a writer writes a book and they take it to the publisher, they got to say, "Hey, I want to write a book about so and so." I would love to have seen the the publishers' faces when they say, "I'm doing Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla." Am I going to read this? Hell yes. I just want to see what it's about. What is going on here? Are these one shots?
I have no idea. I hope so.
Christ, I
Surely
hope
they can't
so.
spam this out for multiples.
I am going to read this out of curiosity and see what it's about. We should come back and talk about it once it comes out.
I was sold purely on the cover alone, Efron. I saw that cover and was like, I'm buying. I don't need to know anything else.
Yeah.
Let's all read this, and then we're going to review it on a future show.
Oh, really?
James, you're reading Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla.
Fine. Okay.
Let's read it. Let me know in the chat if you're going to be reading this. Try
But then
with me.
on the right as well, mate, we've got Power Rangers.
Yeah,
There's a new comic book coming out. Basically, it's going to be Power Rangers' version of the Last Ronin style story. So Tommy Oliver is the last Ranger in existence. Obviously, it's Jason David Frank's character. He passed away sadly, so they're keeping him alive in the comic books, keeping his spirit alive. And they're going to be doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style Last Ronin book featuring the Power Rangers. I'm intrigued by that.
So I've talked many a time about my naivety with Power Rangers, and I have tried to get into it. I watched the god awful Netflix movie that people got excited about a year or two ago, and then they did a relaunch, a kind of an Ultimate Universe relaunch last year or the year before, which I quite liked. I read the first 3 or 4 issues, but this has got us a little bit excited. So I wasn't a Turtles reader until I read Last Ronin and quite liked that. So I'll probably pick this up. What about the rest of you guys? Is this something that might interest you?
When it comes to comic books, I'll always read the first book just to see what it's about, So yes, I will be trying both books, and can't wait to review Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla.
The Shattered Grid from the Power Rangers line was an amazing book. Pete.
Yeah,
You read
I've heard
that.
that.
Shattered Grid's a brilliant book. If you're a fan of the 90s sort of Power Rangers, you've got a base reference of who the 6 people are.
Never watched it.
No?
No. But Shattered Grid was a one that the guys over on the Nerd Herd recommended to us a while ago, but I never got to it. Let's see what the chat is saying. We've got Joshy Boy Toys. Nice to see you, pal. Nice to see you. Tried playing God of War after 5 minutes. I hated it. Shite game.
You didn't like it. That doesn't mean it's shit. All right, now relax. God of War is one of the most acclaimed franchises in gaming. So let's go our jets here.
When did we start judging TV so harshly? Compared to the photo, it looks, some of the stuff that came up years ago, it looks better than a Xena already.
It is just there was so much anticipation about like a live action Kratos thing, and this is what we get for the first image is sort of disappointing.
I'm not sure if Fuzzy's talking to us.
I think that was because I told him he was wrong about it being.
Right.
I think, yeah.
I'm not sure if he's responding to Andrew or to us, but yeah. Ken, nice to see you. Ken, hope you're doing well. I can't say that name either. Someone say the name for us.
Albuquerque?
Albuquerque is a good artist too. Enjoyed meeting him at Thor Bubble 3 or 4. What? Don't know if I remember meeting him. Snyder can do no wrong. Yeah, he's got some good stuff at the moment. Dr. Decker from Nightbreed vibes. Yeah, the Scarecrow. Yeah, I agree, Simon. What would absolute Triple J be like? Just like this, mate. You can't improve on perfection. Would rather Godzilla and Robin Hood, Men in Tights. I haven't seen Men in Tights in years. You guys seen Men in Tights?
Love Men in Tights.
Years and years ago.
We're men in tights.
Yeah, I love Men in Tights. Godzilla versus the Muppets. That could be interesting. Godzilla does. Oh God. Sorrow looks just like Godzilla on that cover. Godzilla looks like a peeping Tom in that. Yeah. Godzilla does what he wants. Godzilla in. Wayne. Godzilla pants around his ankles. I haven't enjoyed a full Godzilla comic in years and years. Me neither, Fuzzy. I have to be honest. I've started them and then kind of lost the will to live with them. I'm hopeful that the one we talked about last week, the Godzilla horror book, is going to change my mind on that. Pretty sure Godzilla and Romeo and Juliet isn't going to be the one. But Godzilla horror, I think that could be pretty spectacular. Watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as an adult is trippy. The US scenes and the Japanese footage doesn't go together at all. Some great monster designs. I did watch the Hollywood movie, and I know it was pulled to bits, but I didn't think it was too bad. Monkey Magic. I don't know, it was on Prime. Love a bit of Monkey Magic. You guys remember Monkey Magic?
No, I heard of it.
Oh, old show that I used to watch as a kid about it's about the Monkey King. He flies around in a pink cloud. Very cool. Very cool. Worth watching. Last Ronin is overrated. I would agree with that, Fuzzy. I think it got a lot of. It's a decent story, but it's not the be all and end all. Nowhere near as good as people would have you believe. No, I think that's fair, Fuzzy. Godzilla meets the Oompa Loompas. Bonnie Blue Baby would look like Godzuki. I've upset James. He might ban me again. I'm doing my pants.
So apparently this Godzilla book, by the way, apparently a bunch of these came out last year, but I don't remember ever seeing them, Pete.
I don't remember. I would have blonked them.
Godzilla's Monster Piece Theatre. There's ones where he fought the Universal Monsters. There's one where he went up against Captain Nemo and like the
I don't remember them.
I don't remember him, but there were 3 books last year between 2024 and 2025, and then this is the new one for the series kind of thing. So these have kind of been a thing for a little while.
They sound interesting. Actually, I haven't seen them. I'll have to dig them out. I told Fuzzy was wrong. Enjoy that, Keegan. It won't happen again.
I didn't want to upset you, Fuzz. I know you're very sensitive, so.
Godzilla with the monsters.
Oh, that's
like Frankenstein and stuff, and it's all like very grayscale imagery. It's very cool.
By IDW still.
IDW still, yeah.
I've been reading the Godzilla, King Kong, and DC books.
Yeah,
They're pretty good. They bring in a bunch of monsters from different, parts of the world I didn't know about.
I'm sure I've got the first one in trade paperback, and I've never picked it up yet. Never picked it up.
It's pretty good.
Last year we didn't have a maniac on the panel fighting these things. I read them. Godzilla versus Sherlock. Godzilla versus TGE Time Machine.
I'm looking these up now. I need to read these now.
Godzilla versus Sherlock. That's an interesting one. Just wanted to very briefly mention this. I am cock a hoop about this. Simon is a incredible writer. This is the guy who did something epic. He did No Man's Land. He's done a lot of Spawn, Sam and Twitch. And what was the other one? Fuzzy, help us out. The one where the guy was a vampire and he'd taken his... Was it Blood Commandment?
Oh, I remember that book. Yeah.
Blood Commandment, I think. Yeah. This is his latest mini-series, which I think Efren might have read the first... He sent me a copy of his first issue to read. I can't remember if we reviewed it or not, Efren, or it might have been on the Killer Show. Brilliant little series.
Did it end?
It did. Yeah, this is finished. I think it was only about, was it 4 or 5 issues? I can't remember, 4 or 5 issues. Basically, set up is there's a bit of land where America and Russia have got an ice bridge in between them, and there's a dead body found in the middle of the ice bridge. And it's about a retiring FBI agent going to kind of find out what's going on. I'm not going to spoil it. It's got a phenomenal little twist in the end. Written by and art by Simon, and it's been picked up basically to be a movie. Me and Fuzzy, I know, talked about this a lot back in the day when it was coming out, saying that this was ideal for like a crime noir kind of detective movie thing. So over the moon that Simon's had some success with this. He's a lovely guy. He's very, very chatty on Instagram and things like that. And he's always supported my little channel by sending his first issues of his books and things like that. So really do appreciate him, and very pleased that he's got this under his belt, because I think it'll be amazing. This will be a wonderful one to review, guys, when it's out at the cinema. Let's have a little look-see. Oh, Godzilla versus how have we missed all these, Fuzzy? I don't remember any of these. I'm going to have a look at some of these. Blood Commandment, that's the one. Thanks, Fuzz. Thanks. Blood Commandment was piss poor in the end. I thought, how dare you? How dare you, Chris? I thoroughly enjoyed it. Lovely little story. 4 issues, 3 issues. I read No Man's Land the other day. I read the first issue and it was interesting. I've got the rest coming this week. Luke, it's a cracker. And then there's the last issue is phenomenal. The last issue is phenomenal. The last issue blew my mind. Did an Archie versus Godzilla happen?
I think he's being serious, because it is actually meant to be happening. There's rumblings that it's happening. So we're just, I don't think it's officially come out yet, but there is. If you Google it, there are rumblings of it coming out.
Godzilla versus Gene Silent Bob.
I'd be all over that.
God. Right, chaps, let's have a little look-see at what comic books are coming out this week. We've got some interesting ones. Again, just as usual, chaps, I'm not going to go through them all in detail, but please do shout out if there's any that you're going to be reading. Can I just say, we've got 30 people watching. Thank you so much, everybody. Please, as I say, like and subscribe and hit the bell notification on my channel. One Good Scare for all your horror stuff, and Past Point Comics for great comic book content, and Super Sorrel for a great mix of content, toys,
I wondered what you were going to say
horror,
when you got to
and all
me.
kinds of stuff.
And all that other shit, go to Sorrel's channel.
You don't do all your usual shit. You do toys and comics and horror. So let's chat about this. Fuzzy's just saying in the chat, Batman's a great issue. Looks pretty cool. We've got DC KO coming out. This is the final, well, I'm saying final part. This is the last issue in this series. Bit of a spoiler, so fingers in your ears if you don't want to hear, but I'm not telling you how it ends or who wins or anything like that. But what I will say is there's been a load of news now that this is going to lead on to a bigger event in the DC universe. Anybody that knows DC mythology will know the excitement that's normally created around the term crisis. This book ends with a link to something called Absolute Crisis. So it looks like we're going to have another multi-crossover event in the same kind of flavor of the Crisis events. So yeah, that'll be pretty interesting. We've got Amazing Spider-Man really cheesed off with this, guys. I read the one-shot Spiral book last week, thinking it was the start of a mini-series. Didn't realize it was part one of a multi-event crossover, which I've just got no time for. Can't be chewed with that. Which is a shame because it was quite interesting. Trying to see if there's anything else there. Arcadia, not been reading that. Any of you reading these? Ooh, Beneath the Trees. We've got I think it's the final part of Beneath the Trees, Rites of Spring, issue number 6. Sure, I read something from Patrick saying that there's a twist in this that he's hoping nobody will have seen coming. So really looking forward to that. It's been a canny little series. I don't think it's a patch on the first series, but I am still enjoying it. Nice House in the Lake, not reading that. Nova Centurion's pretty cool. We've got Moonstar issue number 1. That one you're going to be picking up, Efren? I know you're a fan of the character.
Yeah, anytime a new book comes out, I always give it a try. And it's an X-Men book, so yeah, I've always enjoyed this character.
Is that Shadow of Maul, Star Wars, that a prequel lead into the show?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay,
I think so.
I'm gonna check that one out then.
Looks interesting, doesn't it? Sorrel, did you drop Twilight Zone? I stopped reading it.
Yeah, I stopped reading it. It got very boring, very boring.
Yeah.
I was looking. I've only got one book on my list this week. That's it, and that's for King Dracula.
It must be a good week for comics then. We've got Godzilla issue 8, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Godzilla, Power Rangers Prime, Hello Darkness, Iceman Omega issue number 1. That might be interesting. This Nectar book's getting a lot of excitement. I don't know anything about it, but I know that this is another one of those books that seems to have kind of gathered pace over the last few weeks. That one might be interesting. Narcos, another one that's really, really kind of taken off. This is by the same people that did the high school fashion killer. I think you read that one, Efren.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, same universe, same team. This is about a person with narcolepsy who witnesses a murder, but then falls asleep and is the prime suspect. So it sounds quite interesting.
That's
So
actually
yeah,
a really cool idea. I like that a lot. Yeah.
I like that one. And then Sleep issue number 8. I'm still enjoying that. That is still good
I'll
fun.
read that for sure. I was going to ask you about that one. It's been a while since the last issue came out. A couple months at least. Yeah.
It's a good one. It's worth reading. It's worth it. Look at that, guys. We've got Thundercats Lost in Time blind bag variant edition. I've got 5 of them coming. And then we've got a load of repeats and things.
11th printing of Absolute Batman number 1.
Insane, isn't it?
Crazy.
Absolutely insane. And then they're reprinting pretty much everything else. All of them are getting reprints.
Well, people want them,
Yeah. Very, very popular book. Very popular book.
Ooh,
Gaston. Yeah.
One of my favorite Disney villains.
Yeah. So I'll probably.
The thing is, them books end up being really shit, though, don't they? I've tried a couple of them over the years, and they're never that good.
I read the Ursula one
Ursula one,
last
didn't
week.
you?
I quite like that. I
I
quite
guess
like
that'll
that.
just be some adventures of him off hunting or some crap, won't it? It'll just be some bizarre little story.
Defenders of the Earth. I'm still reading that. I'm quite enjoying that. That's still a decent book. Okay, chaps, let's see what the chat is saying. Then we'll talk toys. Fuzzy's confirming Batman's a great issue. I kind of dropped it, Fuzzy. I might have to pick it up in trade. When you look at the week's comics, you should start at the bottom. Much more fun. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I need to get back to the regular Batman. It's found its feet now, Fuzzy is saying. I'll have to check it out, Fuzz. I really enjoyed DC Co. It's been fun, Connie. It has been fun. I have to say, it's been a decent little read. I was really hoping you weren't going to say Crisis. Yeah. Last issue of Beneath the Trees. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it all kind of pulls together. I want DC to do Newcastle Crisis, bring together multiple variants of Jimmy Neal, Gaza, TripleG, and Ant and Dec. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Nectar sounds good. Two hardbacks. Two hardbacks are coming out in July with both the Beneath the Trees arcs. Looking forward to them. I missed. I think it was Batman put something on with group chat a little while ago to say there was a version with a sketch in by Patrick, and I completely missed it, which I'm a bit gutted about. Narco was released 2 years ago in trade paperback form. Now Image have the rights and are releasing it in floppy form. Interesting stuff. Right, guys, let's talk toys for a little bit. We've got 33 people watching. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. Really do appreciate it. Okay, these look bloody great. These are comic book versions from Dark Knight Returns, from Hot Toys. We've had a version of this Batman before, but not with the Bruce Wayne head sculpt, I don't think. And this is the battle-damaged version. So the version we had a while ago was clean. This has now got the kind of the holes in the gloves where his knuckles are poking through, the bloodied arm, blood on his face, the scratches on his chest, and all the rest of it. We've also got a Superman at the top there, which I think looks phenomenal, with those eyes that don't light up, but when you shine a light on them, the glow, which I always think is a bit of a weird feature to have, because who's walking around shining lights on the figures, you know? But overall, I think these look stunning. I think these look really, really stunning. That said, those of you that have watched my recent video, I am trying to cut back a little bit on some of the stuff I'm buying. I'm not convinced I'm going to buy either of these, even though I do think they look pretty damn cool.
I mean, you've got what, five Batman?
5
already? 3 or 4 Supermans?
About 5 Supermen now as well.
Yeah, so do you need them, really?
I don't need them. No, I don't need them, but I do like them. I think the Bruce Wayne sculpt's great.
Yeah, I like the characterization on the faces. Is really cool.
Yeah. Guys, we're getting a bit of feedback, so if you're not speaking, can you just mute yourselves and then unmute when you're about to chat, please? That would be appreciated. So yeah, I do like the look of these. I think they look pretty cool. James, I was hoping you could mention this. This is He-Man and the Dragon Pearl Destruction. It looks incredible. I'm not really understand what formats and things it's out on, but we've been told that She-Ra is also a playable character. James, do you know anything about this?
It's in the same vein as like the that new Marvel one and like the Shredder's Revenge and stuff like that. So it's on PS5, maybe PS4 as well, Xbox, PC, Switch. So I think it's my understanding is it's a 2-player side-scrolling beat-em-up kind of game. This looks fun. I might give this a go. This is almost certainly to tie into the movie as well. I like to just have some, like, not in the same universe or anything, but just some cross-promotional thing, something, a He-Man thing to buy.
So I will be getting this. And I'm sure I told you the last time. I bought that bloody PlayStation 5 or whatever it was, and the only game I really, really enjoyed playing apart from that Helldivers was the Turtle one, because it's easy.
I would 100%. If you get this, I'll get this, and we can play 2-player, maybe online or something like that. That'd be fun. If you want to.
That would be good. Yeah, that'd be good.
You do stream it or something like that. That might be cool.
Efren Sorrel, this is the kind of thing you would have a go at?
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed I played the Power Rangers one, the Turtles one. I haven't played the Marvel one yet, but I'd like to play this one, definitely. I like these kind of like old school retro side-scrolling games. They remind me of my childhood.
Reminds me of, remember Golden Axe?
Yep. Very much. This is basically Golden Axe, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're all in that same vein of like the Turtles, Turtles in Time and stuff like that. It was called back in the day. All in the same sort of vein as that.
Yeah. How about you, Efren? Is this the kind of game you would play?
Nah, hard pass. I've never been into video games, man. I just
it
looks too cheesy to me. You know,
And I think that's the style of it. It's supposed to be very retro, very vintage.
I'll play it next time I come visit you guys.
Yeah. And then, oh God, I don't have words. So this is One Piece Hot Toys releasing One Piece's Chopper. I mean, I have no reference point for what this is. If we had Simon on the channel, I'm sure he'd be getting very excited. This is a character from the One Piece show. It looks cute. It looks cuddly. Am I buying it? Am I shite? I have no reference point for it. But
I love
if
the
you're
fact that they put the banner of Chopper across his waist, mate, just at the right height for
Yeah. I guess if you're a One Piece fan, this might be something that jumps out and you want to jump on. Now, the stuff below is blowing me away. This is a Patreon at the moment. It's 3D printed, basically. So basically you buy it, and my understand, keep us right in the chat. Fuzzy, I think you've seen these. If you buy it, you don't get the figures themselves. You get the kind of the file, so you can print it at home, I believe. I might be wrong. But these look amazing. It sent us down a bit of a rabbit hole of looking at the stuff that this guy has produced, and he's got some crackers. We've got Pokemons in kind of Helldivers costumes and things. We've got other Simpsons characters, his Star Wars characters, Donkey Kong. He's done all kinds of great stuff. But I have to say, if I could buy these as they are, I think I would buy this set. I absolutely love them. What do you guys think?
So they just give you the form and then you can put it on your 3D printer?
That's my understanding, Efren, that he's not selling them as they are. Fuzzy's just saying, I think you can pay for them already painted, unsure of the price though, in which case I might pick them up.
Somebody's going to be the middleman and make a little profit.
Yeah, make it for you. Yeah. But the 3D printed. They are 3D printed. I just think they look amazing.
I will say a Helldivers Pokemon, that's up my alley. I'll buy that. 100%.
Yeah. What about you, Sorrel? These things appeal?
Not at all.
No, you don't like them?
Not my bag. I don't like 3D printed stuff in general. Not my thing. Yeah, you see loads of this Comic Con and stuff. I'm just not interested.
Yeah, you do.
Just like, hang on, Colin, this tat. Some of the shit that you've...
Mate, we're all allowed to like and dislike our own things. You can't say I've got a right or wrong opinion. It's my opinion.
Well, yeah, but you're all allowed to like things. Doesn't mean you have to call it tash. You know what I mean? This is somebody put a lot of work
in my opinion.
Things.
I think you do see a lot of these kind of things at Comic Cons now. I've never seen them coloured in this way, but so I don't know if he's painting these or if
these are printed. You can tell the painting.
Yeah, I can't imagine the 3D printed like that.
No.
But yeah. Fuzzy's saying, go by the comments section. People did ask if you could buy them. Perfect mashup. And what else should jump on it? Yeah.
Who produces the Simpsons figures?
Jax Pacific.
I like that these exist, but I don't need any of the He-Man Simpsons. Yeah, I just like the look of them. I think they're quite interesting. And then we've got this. I went down a real rabbit hole with this, guys. So I saw this. SLIMER cast on Facebook and clicked on it. And basically, this is an entertainment memorabilia live auction happening in Los Angeles in the spring. And basically, they've got all kinds of movie props. Like I say, it was the Ghostbusters stuff that kind of caught my eye at first. This is a cast of SLIMER that was used for some of the distance shots in the movies, selling for between $2,000 to $4,000. It's up for auction. That's the expected price. So I've got the slide for this, and then I thought, I'll have a look and see what else they've got. You'd have to have a look yourself. So it's like 60 pages of stuff. But bugger me, this is a new avenue of collecting that just I thought, I'd love. So we've got Batman Returns, his grapple gun, which I absolutely love. So you've got, obviously this is an auction site, so you've got your starting bid there of $30,000. And they're estimating that it's going to go for between 60 and 120 grand. Probably is a little bit out of my price range. But then you've got, look at this, Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
My eyes went straight to
the Rhino. the rhino.
So you can climb in it and crawl out of its
Yeah.
ass if you want to, just for fun. I mean, 4,000 to 6,000, Peter.
I mean, we could club together. Do you know what I mean?
Do a little pool.
I could put that in my garden and you could live in it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I just love it. I love it. We've then got the Castaway Wilson volleyball. That's up for, estimation $150,000 to $300,000. That's just crazy. I thought you guys might like that one. That's a Scream 2 used mask.
What does it mean by screen matched? Does that
So
mean
screen
it's
matched
not the official item?
No, they can tell you specifically what scenes it is.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Okay. Yeah.
It's not just it was in the movie and you don't know where in the movie.
Yeah.
You know exactly what.
They know exactly what.
Yeah.
That's cool.
This one jumped out at me. I know it shouldn't. The Captain America First Avengers Hydra thing for your car. How cool would that be driving around with that? Replace my thing. And then the phaser. I have to say, phaser, $3,000 to $6,000. Already people bidding on it up to 2,250 now. But this is a next gen phaser. I just love it. Cobra head phaser. Really, really cool. Really cool. So, chaps, question for you. If you could have one prop from any movie property of all time, what are you going to go for? Hasn't got to be one of the ones on screen, but a screen used prop. Mine, I'll start off. Even though I'm a Thor guy, I have to say I would love a screen used Captain America shield. James, how about you?
I feel like we've touched on this before. My mind always jumps to if it wasn't so like the one that doesn't exist, like it it's off in the ether now. But like an original like Michael Myers mask would be really cool. Ash's chainsaw, Evil Dead 2, or the boomstick or something like that. One of those kind of weapons, or a scream mask is up there too. The only thing is that like the masks and stuff, like they're degradable. But yeah, I'd definitely go for a horror prop anyway. Or a car. I think actually we got into cars. The Mystery Machine from fucking Scooby-Doo 2002. I'm looking at that. That's what I want. Yes, please.
How about you, Efren?
Can I pick two?
Of course you can, Efren. You can do what you want, Efren.
Okay. So the first one would be Indiana Jones: The Ark of the Covenant when it came out. That one. And the second one would be.
Hang on, Efren. Hang on. So you've got the Ark of the Covenant in your sitting room. What are you keeping in it? Is that where you're going to keep like your tea and coffee and things for when people come? You're going to open the Ark and it's got like bottles of wine.
All my big comic books in there with the light shining, something like that. So
that would be cool. Yeah.
There would be a dinosaur, or Pteropsaraptor. I can't even pronounce it. The raptor, Velociraptor. Yeah, from the first movie. One of those two characters.
Have I ever told you my T-Rex story? My Christmas T-Rex story.
Don't think so.
So I mean, a couple of you guys have been in my house where Thomas's bedroom is when he was little is like down the corridor. You come down the corridor, turn left to our bedroom. So for Christmas Day, we always have the thing where stock-ons are in our room and the kids used to come into bed and get the stock-ons and stuff. Well, one year Thomas asked for an inflatable T-Rex that you got from Asda, like a like a human-sized T-Rex. So I blew it up the night before and placed it on the corner of the thing. So when he came, we heard him come running along in the morning, bang, straight into this fucking T-Rex. He nearly shit his pants. It was the best Christmas one. Just heard him scream. It was brilliant.
That's what you wanted.
That's what I wanted, yeah. Sorrel, how about you, pal?
I'd really want the screen used Annabelle inside the case from The Conjuring. Just have that in corner of the room would be amazing. Okay, then. So challenge you. Do you want the screen used Annabelle, or you can have the real Annabelle? Or the what? Or the real Annabelle? Yeah. The screen used one. The real one's fake, mate. I want a screen used one. The real one's just a raggedy handle. What the hell do I want that one? That is very true. Don't say that, James. He gets upset because people died when they moved it around the country and stuff.
No, a guy died. He bought it.
Not because of Annabelle, James. Not because of Annabelle. People do die, James. People die.
Yeah.
Not every death is linked to Annabelle. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, well, his death seems to be.
Okay, guys, let's see what the chat is saying. Usually they'll sell, this is about The Simpsons, the STL files. Stephen, tell us what STL stands for, because I know what you mean, the 3D printer files, but I don't know what STL stands for. And you copy to the 3D printer. I have a 3D printer. and made some amazing stuff from purchased files. Sellers often do sell printed and painted versions. So I think I mentioned on the show a couple of weeks back, me and my son have started getting back into Warhammer 40k. I went to a toy fair a couple of weeks ago. I didn't show it off on the channel, but there was a guy selling 3D printed bits of scenery, and it was phenomenal, like broken houses and walls and stuff. And I bought a fair bit of that stuff for a game table.
Surely in this day and age, you could buy the files for Warhammer. Surely by now someone's
So
scanning all the Warhammer.
there are people selling them. Big, like you said, Sorrel. I go to a lot of toy fairs and stuff.
Yeah.
Table after table of 3D printed stuff these days, and some of it looks amazing. Like, I remember the first time I saw like bronzed statues of like Ghostbusters and stuff, and I thought that looks incredible. Went to pick it up, and you know when you expect something, your brain tells you something's going to have weight because it's bronze, and it hasn't, and then I threw it through the ceiling almost because it's literally just like a feather because it's just it's very nice stuff. People print in color now as well. It's very advanced. Looks like Geek has had his way with that Slimer. Can we all chip in for a rhino and take turns going out? That'll be a good YouTube video, wouldn't it? That'll be a good video, yeah. I hate these auctions. The only thing I want in life is a screen-used Star Trek prop. Don't tell the missus, and I'll never be able to afford it. It depresses me almost as much as Star Trek crews, yeah. And I have to tell you, Andrew, when I was looking through, there's some stunning Star Trek props in that auction. Screen-used uniforms, the phaser rifles, communicators, tricorders, all kinds of stuff. It was incredible. I'd take Ash's chainsaw from Army of Darkness. Big love, Mr. Campbell. Yeah, we talked about him earlier in the show, pal. So yeah, big love to him. Oh, Vader's suit.
Yeah, big one.
Vader's suit would be phenomenal. Yeah, very, very cool. One prop. Does the filming miniature of the Enterprise count, preferably the refit, if you can get out of Bezos' lobby? Yeah, that would be very cool. Robocop suit. That would look amazing as well. That would look incredible. A-Team van would be very cool. That would be very cool. Ever since I saw it, I knew I wanted a shard of wood from the Evil Dead cabin, like Von Hoot has, which is definitely real from the cabinet and not scrap someone found in BQ.
Well, it's got a certificate of authenticity, so I mean,
well, there you
it
go.
must be real, yeah.
Printed on a dot matrix printer, yeah. So it's got to be real. It's got to be. It's a bit like, do you know when you see it on eBay? Because I think they still do it. Bit of turf from Manchester United pitch, and people are buying bits of grass. It's like, really?
Someone sold a contact lens the other day because the contact lens had seen Taylor Swift's concert. That was actually a thing that was on eBay, and it sold.
Madness, isn't it? Drax coffin. Oh, that would be very cool, Wayne. That would be very cool. I'm not sure that fit you, pal. I'm not sure that fit you. But,
he just wants them to
wants
sniff.
them to wear, yeah.
Sharon Stone stash. Oh, Condor Man. Efren, you ever seen Condor Man?
No, sounds familiar, but I don't think I have.
No, it's. I mean, again, it's another British classic. It's the guy who played brain's gone blank. Michael Crawford, guy who played. Some others do have him. And basically, he's a comic book artist. It's from the late 70s, I think. Comic book artist who's designed this character called Condor Man, and he's basically made the Condor Man suit. And I cannot remember the full plot, but basically he gets involved with the shenanigans, and the climax of the film is him putting on the Condor Man suit and jump off a building and flying and stuff. And it's horrific. If you go back and watch it now, it's probably horrific. But it was good fun back in the day. Annabelle Tat. Freddy's glove. Yeah, or signed by Robert Englund. That would be very cool. I see, Sorrel, I watched that trailer, the Pinocchio trailer. That, you'd mentioned Freddy's doing the voice for the.
He is Rob England's the voice of the Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, I didn't mind the trailer, to be honest.
Looks interesting.
Peter, we did the same with the T-Rex with my son, but we've had to get a new T-Rex every year for his birthday, and now he's 15. It's a bit techy, but STL is stereolithography, which is a file format used in.
Yeah, as Fuzzy says, you're not pronouncing that, mate.
Something to say, Mr. Keegan? Something to say? You want anything to say? Yeah. Stereolithography. that better?
Yes,
Is that better?
that was
Thanks
spot
very
on.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Which is a file format. I can actually speak and enunciate perfect English, but I like to throw these words in just for people to laugh. You know what I mean? It's my humility. You know. Anyway, it's a format which file format using 3D systems and CAD software, computer design teacher here. So Keen 3D printer.
Okay, what's CAD?
Computer aided design.
design.
I know that one. I know that one because that was
Okay.
going to be the big thing
I
when I was
didn't.
at school.
I didn't
Yeah,
know what that was.
yeah. We did CAD classes when I was at school.
Yeah, I did
Um,
CAD cam.
Yeah. Good. So I've always fancied the 3D printing thing, I have to say.
Yeah.
Particularly
Jacob
when you
got
collect,
one.
well, when you collect toys and
Yeah.
you're missing often weapons and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like the vintage figures, if you're missing vintage blasters and stuff. Yeah.
Go look
Sorry,
at
you're
Jacob's channel the other day, mate. He printed off like the Eric Draven Crow, basically. It's like the Trick or Treat Studios one. It looks immaculate, and he's printed that himself at home. It looks mint.
Incredible. The hand from Evil Dead. Yeah, that would be very cool. He's never pronouncing that. There was a company on eBay at one point that sold bags of air. My favorite was the bag of air from space. Gee, God.
No air in
Would people
space.
buy it?
There's no air in space.
There's no air in space.
Would people buy it? Do you know what I mean? It's insane. I've printed scenery for tabletop games, mostly Star Wars Legion, kind of a Star Wars version of Warhammer. Oh, very nice. Condo Man, brilliant film. Best way to make scenery for Warhammer in games like this is from junk and old packaging. Yeah. Full-size Falcon. 3D displays, sets for toys would be cool. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, chaps, let's move on. Couple of reviews. Just briefly going to touch on these. I'm conscious of time. Scary Movie 6 trailer. You guys keep telling... No. You guys keep telling us that I like Scary Movie. I'm going to get shouted at in the chat because I'm just an old man. I watched the trailer. Cack. Just cack. I hated it. Efren, did you watch it?
I've seen the trailer, yeah, and I've seen the original Scary Movies, the one or two, the first two at least. I remember seeing them; they were enjoyable. So it's been a while since the last Scary Movie. It's been over 10 years, right, James? Easily.
Over 10 years, and this is the original team from the first two movies.
Oh yeah, but they lost the rights to it. The Wayne
they
brothers.
went off and
I didn't know that.
they went off and did wipe.
Harvey
White
Weinstein
Chicks.
Group. They lost it to them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't even know that they lost it. Now they're back. So yeah, I think I may watch this one because of the Wayne brothers. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited for this. I know that they've not done anything as good as Scary Movie since then. I know people love White Chicks. I like White Chicks as well. But so their current talent is unknown. You know, but I'm liking the look of this. I think this looks fun. I think there's some good silliness in it. Just seeing every actor from the first movie and second movie coming back, that was really cool as well. This is just like, and it's funny. It's like it's playing on nostalgia, and I think that's a funny, the whole Legacy sequel. That's a funny thing to spoof, and it's, I wasn't expecting it to go for like sinners and weapons and stuff like that. I think that's kind of cool that they're going that way as well.
Sorrel, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I do like the original Scary Movies. To be fair, I did like when Marlon Wayans recently did the Haunted House 1 and 2. They were quite funny as well. So yeah, I'm intrigued for it. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll give it a go. I'm not sure I'm going to rush to the cinema to see it, but I will give it a go and see.
I was planning on doing this on the channel, Pete, so you might have to go see it in the cinema. And we'll do the first movie for I'll Be Right Back.
Oh, good. I can hardly wait. Yeah. Speaking of crap films, Scream 7. Scream 7. Me and James have just recorded a review, so that'll be coming out on Friday. I know, Sorrel, you've recently seen it. No spoilers for people who haven't seen it, because I would hate to upset you and reveal the big reveal at the end of it, because it's a stonker. Sorrel, what did you think?
I was with it up until the ending. I was with it for 90% of the way, to be honest. I liked the film. I can't say I didn't like it. I just thought the ending was a bit lackluster. My wedding.
Mr. Keegan?
I think I've seen it twice now. I loved it after the first watch and after the second one and sinking in for a couple of days. There's some plot issues in it. I think the script is a bit rushed. It definitely is the weakest Ghostface reveal and motivation and all that stuff. But I think it's a fun movie. It's got some good kills. You were saying, Peter, you felt it was a bit boring. I never felt bored. I was invested in Sydney and her daughter, and there's good chase sequences, stuff like that. a couple of standout kills, but like, you know, some of them are just a bit, and I don't know if that's like, again, because it was rushed or something. But like, it's not an insult to the series or anything like that, I think. And some people are loving it and some people are hating it. So like, I would, if you're interested in seeing it, I would say go check it out and see. But I was very satisfied with, like, you know, Matthew Lillard obviously was coming back for this, and I was happy with his how much of the movie he was in as well. You know?
My only worry was the film was billed as being the film that's going to burn it all down. That was the whole tagline, and they just didn't deliver on that for me.
Opening sequence at all. Yeah,
that was it.
There's nothing else to do with that. Yeah, so
yeah.
I think when your review for the film, James, is it's not an insult to the film.
Yeah,
to the franchise. It's pretty, yeah. You'll find out our thoughts on Friday, guys, but it's fair to say, as is quite often the case with One Good Scare, mine and James's views are slightly different. And I think you're telling Porky's, Mr. Keegan, I think I kind of got you to my way of thinking by the end of our review, but there we are. You can find out after he's edited it. And all of a sudden it's me saying, I think this film is great, or something like that.
I have had to stitch word. I never changed the meaning of what you're saying, but I have had to stitch sentences together. No, it's
says the man whose entire vocabulary is You know what I mean?
That's what you say.
The best bit when he's recording is when he does that, when he gets his
I'll go halfway through a sentence, I'll be like, ugh, and then just start again. It's 27 minutes or something of recording, so I'm not going to edit it that much. Like, it'll be throw some trailer over some of it, and I'll mostly leave that.
So watch out for that. Efren, I know you like the Scream movies. My personal view, I wouldn't rush to the cinema to see this. The guys probably disagree. There is some good kills in it.
Some people love it, so you know.
Not a lot. I guess the only other thing I wanted to touch on, guys, and I do not want to do politics on the channel. We'll mention it briefly a few times, but this weekend has been interesting, as you all know. But the question I wanted to ask you is, my head is absolutely battered with fake AI-generated clips of missile strikes, of fake reports. And I want to know, because I am quite interested in all this at the moment, where do you get your news? Where do you get what's your source of truth? Because at the moment, I don't know that I've got one.
No, I don't think any of them are a source of truth in this day and age, sadly, which is the thing. You have to kind of look at the main sources like your BBC, your Sky News, your CNBC, and kind of make your own opinion on what they're saying. Yeah. Because they've all got an agenda in some form or another.
I guess one of the reasons I mention it is, and I know you shouldn't use Instagram as a source of news, but you know it all pops up there when you dare slow down looking at something. I watched a video of a defense system stopping missile strikes, and it was incredible. And there's this massive long blurb. Do you know when you start scrolling through of this person saying this is the such and such defense dome, it's being used to knock back missiles. This isn't a strike from blah 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 blah. And I read through and through. And by the time you get to the bottom line of the thing was, by the way, this is all made up. The text is generated by AI, and the video is from that Sora thing we just talked about. Mm-hmm. So they admitted it was just a load of tripe. And it was like, well, you've just wasted my time. But had I not read to the bottom, I would have genuinely thought that was true. So I guess that's my question Sorrel's answered, but for Efren and for James, where do you get your source of truth? Where do you find, what do you go by?
I don't really stick to one publication, and like I'll try if I can get a whiff of opinion in something, I will move over to another one and see if that's a bit more objective or whatever. But like, honest God, like I find for the basic headlines, like X, whatever's trending on X, because people are talking about it because something has happened. That's maybe less reliable now because there's algorithm and stuff. You know?
I jumped off X.
I just check. I check it for like my bloody disgusting and disgusting film and stuff like that for film news and stuff. But like general news. Those, or like, really for what's happening with, like, often I'll hear something or I'll read something and I'll just have a basic headline kind of understanding, and then it'll be like Seth Meyers, A Closer Look, where he fully explains what happened over the weekend and stuff like that. And I know that is, people will argue that's biased, and fair enough, but like I find that very digestible, like to get more in depth this happened, this happened, this happened, this person said this, and all that, you know.
How about you, Efren?
On TV, I usually, well, I don't usually, but whenever I do, I go for the local news networks here in San Diego at night. I go to yahoo.com and see what the front page says. And a lot of times on Instagram, I look at, they have like the other app Threads. Have you surfed Threads?
Yeah.
Okay. They have commercials for Threads, and you click on it, and then it takes you to their page, and they have politics news on there, but I take it all with a grain of salt, to see if this is true or not. These are just people talking.
I think that's the danger of the world at the moment. You don't know what's fake, what's true, what's false. It's scary. Anyway, moving off that, have you guys seen anything you want to mention or read anything you want to mention?
I watched 2 films this week, Pete, that I think you should definitely add to your one good scare list.
No. I've seen your review. No.
So I watched Minnie Mouse's Midnight Massacre and Betty Boop's Revenge. They were fun.
I just have no drive to watch to watch those and edit a video.
And
on
James,
They were terrible. They were
James
terrible.
watches
James. They were
shit.
And,
Let me tell you.
And I saw Scream twice, So yeah, nah.
How about you, Efren?
I started watching this show. It's on Hulu here. It's called Paradise.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Is it the guy who played Cyclops?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't last long in the show. I was like, whoa. And it's set in an apocalyptic world, which you don't know that at the beginning. But then, I'm only like the 2 episodes, and they say, I read the review online, and I go, it's apocalyptic world. I went, okay. And there's like a whodunit. I bought some stuff. I don't know if we're going to talk about that, so.
Oh, yeah. What have you bought? Sure.
It's nothing major. I went to the post office and I showed a picture of it on Instagram, and these 2 stamps just got my attention. So I bought one. I bought a set of them, and one of them is a Muhammad Ali stamps.
Just a second, Efren. It's that long since I've done this. Trying to make you big, Efren. Bloody hell. Why can't I remember which button to press?
Hang on.
Anybody remember? There we go. And then shift you over there.
Oh, that was you. Did you move it?
I moved it at the same time.
Okay, go ahead. You move it.
There you go. There you go.
These stamps, I just thought they were cool. I got this one of Muhammad Ali. And then I bought this one of Bruce Lee.
Oh, nice. That's very cool.
Yeah. So I'm never going to use them, but I thought, these are pretty cool looking. So I just bought a set of them each,
Yeah. Very nice. I've got a set of, I don't collect stamps.
Yeah, me neither.
But I got them a while ago. I've got a set of Star Trek original series stamps.
That's cool.
UK,
so if I see stamps, that like I said, I'm not going to start collecting them like crazy. But if I would have seen that Star Trek one, I would have bought that one for sure.
Very nice. Very nice. Mr. Keegan, how about yourself?
Outside of Scream, I've not actually watched anything new over the last week.
No problem. Okay, let's just quickly check on the chat, and then we'll head off. I thought it was just great until the end reveal. Yeah. Nice to see you, Jason, by the way, pal. The best review I saw for Scream 7 was, this is not good. That's it. Looking forward to waffling in your review video comments on One Good Scare. Thank you, pal. We appreciate everybody that watches. We really do. Watched it twice. Could be worse in the franchise. Could be the worst in the franchise, unfortunately.
I think it's better than 3. And I've been up and down on whether it's better than 4 or not. But I actually I have to rewatch 4 because I quite like 4.
I like 4. 4 is quite high on my rewatch
I really
list.
like 4.
Even newspapers are bullshitters. I've had my family in the papers, and the story was 60% wrong. Sorry to hear that, pal. Sorry to hear that. Well, yeah, there's no newspaper you can trust read anymore. Pop on Blue Sky. I've heard of that C4, but I'm never really getting into it. I'm scared I fear technology. I came off X because I can't abide Musk, and that was just a cesspool of shit. But I mean to check out Blue Sky, I think.
Yeah.
Paradise is great. C4's on to season 2. No problem, Fuzzy. Thank you very much, pal. I got the Transformers anniversary stamps a while ago. Ooh, and Stranger Things stamps.
I didn't know they had those stamps. Now I'm getting into it now.
These will be UK ones.
Okay.
UK ones, yeah.
Okay.
My dad has an absolute insane stamp collection. Why are you watching it twice if it's so bad? James liked it. I only watched it the one stand, and I'll never go back. but James liked it so much.
I
he
did it
went back.
for critical integrity. I needed to look
I know tons. I know tons of people that were in the horror community and on Instagram and stuff that have said that they didn't like this particular Scream movie, but they just like horror that they've been twice to see the film because they've been waiting that long for it. Some people just. I like a good crap film. To be fair, I didn't dislike. I mean, I will still buy the movie on DVD and watch it again.
Yeah.
It's not that I won't ever see it again.
Crap is very harsh. It fell down in the. It's the ending that really lets it
I
down.
don't know how you need to start this, Mr. Sorrell's opinion. We're allowed to have different opinions. You like the one where he walks in the woods. It's shite.
Opinion. Oh,
What are you doing?
Oh, have you seen the trailer for that
Yeah.
yet, Pete? Jesus
Seen the
H.
trailer for the new one?
Christ! The new trailer for it. For
I've seen it. No, I've seen the
Validation
trailer.
Series.
That's why my head's in my hands. I'm not.
For what show? What movie?
There's a movie called
In a Violent
In a Violent Nature. It's about a dude just walking through a wood and killing people. It's basically a Jason Voorhees movie that never got made, and someone else made it.
Wow.
It's a Friday the 13th movie, but
Pass.
follow
Pass it,
Jason
Efren.
from
Pass it.
The second
Anyway.
film literally has kills that Jason would have done as well. It's nuts.
Moving on. Big thank you to all of my GeForce members. Massive thank you to Luke, who's joined tonight. That takes us up to 20 members.
Wow.
Thank you so much, everybody. Really do appreciate that. So, Luke, massive thank you to you, pal. Simon, Jason, Josh, Connie, Paul, Rob Fatstacks, Andrew, Stephen Butler, Bat Dan, Von Hoot, Fuzzy of the Dunlop, Phil, Panels and a Half Pint, Sean, Ed, Vic, Rogue One, Phil, Terry, Chris Bell, Wayne, and Claire Prescott. So thankful to you guys for supporting my little channel. Really, really do appreciate it. Thank you. It means an awful lot to us. Watch out for this month's members giveaway. Give 2 people 2 sets of comic books. I'll record that probably over the next few days. And then keep an eye out. I've decided I will do every month a members only live show because that went really well the last time. And we'll give away a slabbed comic on each of those live shows. So 3 chances of winning, guys.
I'm gonna crash your show one of these days.
Put this video out at the weekend. Half my graded collection gone. Please check out that video. That's made some good traction. So do appreciate people supporting and watching that one. This is this Thursday's video. This is Rare Toys found at Big Kid Toys in North Shields. New toy shop I found last week. And I got some cracking items, including my first vintage carded He-Man figure. And some other figures that I've never thought I'd pick up before. So keep an eye out for that. I'm on Only Slabs in a few weeks, so check that out. This weekend, there will be no live show because I'm away Friday till Sunday night. Doing a bit of a toy shop tour and then going to this con. Thank you so much to Fuzzy for sticking that picture on Instagram. Bastard. Absolute bastard. So no live show for us on Saturday night. Doubtful I'll do one on Sunday because I think I'm not going to be back till late. Maybe something on Monday.
Was that Lou Ferrigno or Paul Hollywood, mate? Go back a minute. Hang on.
Yeah, he doubles from him. He doubles from
like Paul Hollywood, doesn't he?
He does the Bake Off as well. He's dab hand at a flan, apparently. Only slabs. No, not another Werebear. I bought something that I've never had in my collection before. Mighty Max. I know Sorrell's familiar with Mighty Max. So I've got a Mighty Max and a couple of other bits and bobs as well. Why is Big Kid Toys covered up like a sex shop? I wish. Anyway.
Plenty of plastic cracking there, weren't there, people?
Plenty. Oh, boom, boom. Well done. Okie dokie. Mr. Keegan, what's occurring over on One Good Scare?
Yeah, I'll be right back on the original Screams. That is going to be tomorrow afternoon. And then Friday night, we'll have our Scream 7 spoiler review where we're getting deep on our thoughts on the film, who the killers are, why they're killing them, all that stuff. So it's a good one.
Good stuff. Lots to watch out for. Efren, what's occurring over on Past Point Comics?
We're going to do our monthly show where we ask each other questions. If James doesn't show up for the 3rd month in a row, we'll find somebody else.
We'll replace him. Simon's always available.
Yeah.
You will have to send Simon the questions in advance. Just saying.
And then we're going to do our advanced orders. I think we missed last month, so maybe we'll get back on it for March. Not a big deal.
Okay, maybe do it next week. I'm around next week. So
and then in April, hopefully we'll get that artist to do our show, towards the end of April. No, yeah, April, yeah. And besides that, whenever I feel like putting up a video, I put up a video of my dog. I got like over 1,000 views and I got like 4 or 5 new subscribers just from putting up my dog walking. So,
Very nice. Very nice. Mr. Sorrel, what's occurring over on your channel?
I put out a couple of videos of the last couple of days as well. I've done a big toy hunt when I went to York recently, picked up a load of new Blu-rays, DVDs, and all that good stuff. I also did a video looking at all the trailers that had come out recently, and I've just done my Chucky figure collection tour as well.
Very cool. Very cool. Also, ladies and gents, if I can just direct you to go and check out Arrow Fire on YouTube. I did a live show with him on Saturday night with himself, Sam, and E-Man, World of Geek, friend of Efren's.
Yep.
So had a great time on that show, talking all things Transformers. Please go and check it out and give him a bit of love because he's a great channel. Those guys know an awful lot about Transformers. And it was lovely catching up with them. So please go check that out. For now, though, that's your whack. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us again. It's always appreciated. Thank you to everybody in the chat. It means a lot that you stop by and spend time with us. 30-odd people in the chat tonight. Over the moon with that.
Nice.
So, yeah, thank you. Really do appreciate it. For now, though, that's your whack. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
The curtains close. It's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like, subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's your whack.